Hi there, thanks for joining us on Let's Talk Taste with Sherry, where we're saving the earth one flavor at a time by gathering community to share wisdom around the natural connections between our innate sense of taste and flavors that are grown in healthy regenerative soils. Welcome. Hi there, I'm Sherry House with The Flavor Remedy, and this is my podcast, Let's Talk Taste with Sherry, where we save the earth one flavor at a time. So, what does that mean? I mean, first of all, how do you save the earth with flavor? And what even is flavor? So, let's start at the beginning. Flavor itself is an experience. If you look up the definition of flavor, and the first time I looked this up, it actually blew me away. The experience of flavor, if you read the definition of flavor, it doesn't even talk about food. Flavor is defined, and I probably should pull up the definition and read it to you, but I don't have it in front of me. But flavor is a combination of the experience of our olfactory and our sense of taste. So our sense of smell and our sense of taste combine to give us what we call the experience of flavor. Okay, this is everything that happens when we're eating. Of course, when you're eating, you get all five senses. That's a story for another time. But those two senses are in the forefront of what gives you the experience of flavor, right? So how is flavor meant to be experienced? How are we as humans supposed to experience flavor? So flavor itself, through 5 categories of flavor. So our sense of taste actually does experience 5 different categories, and arguably 6. But the main 5 categories of flavor that we experience on our sense of taste alone, taking the sense of smell out of it, are salty, sweet, sour, bitter, and umami. And each one of those flavors, if you think about from an evolutionary standpoint, like when humans were built and designed, flavor is meant to be, and specifically those categories of the experience of sense of taste, is designed to be how your body analyzes nutrition. So these are the tools that we are given as humans to consume food, experience food, and detect if it's good for our bodies. We're not taught that. We're not explained that. We're just kind of under the impression that our sense of taste is this kind of superficial, kind of indulgent, kind of guilt-ridden, sometimes experience. It's an emotional experience. It's eating and our sense of smell. All of these things are so much more complex than we even understand right now. Hopefully we get guests on our show that can come in and help us understand that a little bit more. But for now, the experience of flavor is really, it is our tool to detect nutrition. That's what it's meant to be. What we're experiencing now in the world of flavor is quite the opposite of that. And that's due to a lot of factors. It's due to factors that pertain to how our food is currently being grown in soils that have been depleted of nutrition, that have been stripped of the resources that it takes to give food the proper flavors and minerals and nutrients that were designed to detect. And that, in combination with the fact that when you start to grow food for purposes like yield and not purposes of flavor and nutrition, all of a sudden food doesn't taste good, and you're trying to feed your kid vegetables that don't taste good. So lo and behold, we have piles and piles and piles of flavorless produce or meat or whatever is, the results of the current push for food yield doesn't taste good. How do we make it taste good? Why doesn't this taste good? How can we make this taste good? Guess what? Now we need somebody to come along and make flavoring to make it taste good. So what we're experiencing now is the brilliance of flavor technology masking our flavorless food that has no nutrients. So as the body has this tool that's trying to figure out what's good for it, and it's tasting a flavor that's strawberry, and evolutionary wise, that flavor is supposed to be something that is good for our body. Our body's like, that tastes really good because of the flavor. But the rest of the body is going, I don't know what that was, but that wasn't a strawberry, right? So this is how we're experiencing food now, where the salty, sweet, sour, bitter, and umami combinations that are supposed to have nutrients behind them are now simply flavor without the nutrients that we need. And our bodies are wreaking havoc because of it. How can we make this better? How can we experience this in a way that we can trust our bodies, that we can eat delicious, pleasurable food and have it be good for our bodies as well? This is what this broadcast is all about. This is what we want to get to the bottom of. This is what we want to talk about. This is what we want the end goal to be. Basically, the short story is we want flavor to be delicious, pleasurable, intense, varied, and most importantly, have the nutrition behind it that backs that flavor so that our bodies then go, not only was that delicious, but I feel good. That's what we're going for here. And that's how flavor can save the earth.